Mindfulness in Nature for me is a real feel-good chapter because it's meaningful in several different ways to me. So first of all, I have really found that walking in nature is one of the most powerful ways to just calm myself down, ground myself. It's that mindfulness, really noticing what's around us. And when I go for a walk, I might have all sorts of stuff jumbling around in my brain, and I process it, and then it just goes, and then I'm just in tune, and I really feel part of my environment. One of the themes that keeps reappearing throughout the whole book is this difference between being and doing, and being in nature rather than doing a walk. It is a completely different experience. So out of doing this came a couple of other things. One was that I started to write short poems and short pieces of prose, and I wrote them initially thinking about my mum's perspective on what would she see, what would she feel, what would she smell, what would she hear. And I was going through some counselling to find some way to be able to cope with her going into dementia. And my counsellor said, what about finding something that you can connect with her about? And reading my poems to her and my short pieces of prose was the thing that enabled me to connect with her, because one of the poems is called Imagining Remembering. So what I was doing was I was helping her to imagine things, whether or not she remembered them, rather than asking her, do you remember? It was, imagine this. And she'd say things like, you've really caught it. And I've put that line in one of my poems. So that was so powerful. And there's another coach, Patricia Ahern, who writes poems about nature. And she kindly looked at that chapter for me. And it was just really special that she did that for me. And then the third thing about nature is, on one of these walks, I just suddenly had something that was like an epiphany. And it was like, I'm getting so much from nature. I want to give back. I want to give back. And so I became a climate activist, and I bring coaching into my climate activism, and I bring climate into my coaching. And it feels so good that I'm doing that. So I don't talk at length about that last one because that kind of developed after I finished that chapter. But again, I hope that there's lots about mindfulness and nature that will resonate with other coaches when they read that.